I am here and pleased to provide an update on the remediation work underway at the Silver Spring Transit Center. Since my last update of November 5th, 2013, I first wanted to provide you a brief overview of the center's status. As you'll recall, by late 2012, the facility was 95% complete. That's when the county became concerned with overall construction of the transit center after we observed varying thicknesses of concrete throughout the structure, significant cracking, and exposed post-tensioning cables. As a result of these concerns, the county hired a world-renowned firm, KCE, that assembled a team of independent engineers who discovered that the problems at the transit center far exceeded what was originally identified. These problems were due to defects in design, construction, and inspection by private contractors responsible for completing this unique facility. We have established the following priorities after learning the extent of the transit center's problems. First, to ensure that the facility is safe before it is opened. Second, to protect county taxpayers by making sure that any additional costs to correct deficiencies are borne by the responsible parties. And third, to move as quickly as possible to make repairs to the center and to get it open. Since then, we have worked with construction and design teams, our colleagues at WMATA, for whom the center is being constructed, as well as KCE, the independent consultants, all of which was to determine the best ways to fix the problems and get them completed. There have been approximately 4 or 5 categories that we've addressed. Since our last report of November 5th, I wanted to outline what has been accomplished and what the next steps are. First of all, the latex modified concrete overlay will begin work within the next few weeks with the target of turning the facility over to Metro. Application of the overlay will begin on the top levels, the mid-level, or the 330 level, and the top level, the 350 level. As you recall, back in the fall, I said that the application of this material required it to be installed in a consistent temperature of 40 degrees and rising. We are now on that threshold. There are a couple of days forecast yet in the future for some cooler weather, but we are approaching that fairly reliably. Progress on most of the other remediations measures have been made. The defective pour strips work was completed in December. All the cracks on the upper drive surfaces have been sealed through injection grouting. Crack repairs for the underside of the middle and upper levels will follow a final mapping of the cracks, which is underway right now and will be completed later this month. Sealing of all cracks, including those above and those on the underside, will be accomplished within the next 2 months. You'll recall that there was some discussion in the fall about concern of leaking planters. It was determined that the planters themselves appear not to be leaking, but we believe the cracks on the drive surfaces were contributing to what we thought might be planter leaks nevertheless. And all those cracks have been sealed, and we've noticed going and inspecting the facilities after some of the heavy rains that the leaking has significantly diminished. But we are, as I said, doing the leak tests that will be done in mid-April, along with the final crack inspections for the undersides of the slabs. The only other item that we had also included in our previous briefings was referenced as the beams and girders, and referenced specifically shear and torsion stresses, which we had spoken about last year. In its March 2013 analysis of the structure, the independent consultant KCE stated concern about shear and torsion forces on interior beams and girders. As we told the council in our November update, discussions have been ongoing between the county, the special consultants, Metro, the engineer of record, Parsons Brinkerhoff, to review its design calculations. KCE, as a result of those discussions, was instructed to draw up a remediation plan and engineering design. However, because this plan involves removal of material on the upper drive aisles, as well as drilling into the structure, our colleagues at Metro, as well as the consulting engineer Parsons Brinkerhoff, has expressed concerns about that and have questioned whether that work needs to be performed now, or if it is necessary, may be deferred until evidence of actual torsion stress occurs. In order to further protect the county taxpayers in the future, the county executive directed also that we engage in negotiations with Parsons Brinkerhoff to post a bond in the amount necessary to perform that work in the event that it is performed in the future. We are in the final stages of that negotiation right now. Further, the county executive asked the county resident Norm Augustine, former CEO of Lockheed Martin, to provide him with some outside advice as someone who had not been involved in the project or the final work, in order to give him advice on going forward with the final work. In this role, Mr. Augustine has consulted with experts in concrete structures, concrete construction, as well as construction management. This advice is being provided at no cost to the county and will be shared with the council once these results are finalized and provided to the executive. Preliminary indications are that Mr. Augustine shares the concerns expressed by KCE. With the exception of the overlay application, all other remediation work has been or will shortly be completed. After the application of the overlay, all project work will be complete. After completion of the project and certification by the engineer of record, Parsons Brinkerhoff, WMATA, under our MOU, will conduct its inspection and certification review. The county and WMATA staff are in continuing negotiations on this issue, leading to final acceptance. The county remains committed to working to ensure that all costs to fix the transit center that were the result of issues of construction, design, or inspection will be borne by the private parties involved and not county taxpayers.